Good morning, pirates. Good morning. Let me know who all is here and we will get started. Things went well this morning getting the kids to school. No trains, no horrible traffic. So we're here on time. Look at that. So we'll see who all is here in a minute or two. I'm gonna set up a few things and turn off my computer sound. That was I got a new email alert. I'm not sure what I'm going to be working on this morning. I do still need to get breakfast, but I'm not really in the mood for anything this morning. I may just try to read, to be honest. I do have some things to work on, but I'm just not motivated this morning. I am a little tired, so that could be the reason. Maybe once I eat, I'll wake up. But let me know who's here. And we'll get started with the first sprint. Swank is here. Good morning, Swank. Howdy, everybody. Happy Dolphin Day, happy Library Workers Day, and happy Donate a Book Day. You know, I have tons of books that I will gladly donate. I am still weeding out my library, and I might be adding a lot more to Pango. We'll see. Because there's stuff still within my library that I just don't. I don't think I'll reread, or I have lost interest in it. A lot of it is YA, so we'll see what happens. Dharma is here. Good morning. How are you? I agree with this sentiment wholeheartedly. I did not sleep well either, and coffee does help. I have my coffee. I hope it is enough coffee, otherwise I'll be making more. Swank says hi to Dharma, and Dharma says hey, Swank. Jen is here. Good morning, pirates. Working on Air of Fire between work tasks. I'm on chapter 51 of 68. Oh, so close. I will get to those books at some point. My reading is not doing so hot right now, so we'll see what happens. Megan is here. Hey, Alicia. Hey, Megan. What you're reading or working on this morning, let us know. I completely missed Paula's sprints, unless she wasn't having them. I didn't see them. Did she have sprints yesterday? I know she usually does on Mondays, but I didn't know if she canceled them or not. I swear yesterday was like a blur. Swink says, hola, Jen. And Ren is here. Hello, everyone. Megan says, I'm currently reading Throne of Glass, 81% in, and really enjoying it. Nice. I do need to read that series. Swank says hi to Ren and Megan. Ren says, still under my mountain of work, so no reading for me today. Just work, work, work. I get that. Well, hopefully you can get a lot of it done, and then maybe you can read later on. So it won't be like a total no reading day. Ren says hey to Swank, and Megan says hi Swank and Jen. Wasn't feeling well. She is sick. Gotcha. Okay, so I didn't miss all the fun. Well, I hope Paula feels better. I hate when our booktube friends are not feeling well and they're feeling under the weather, because that is no fun at all. I might have to take my allergy meds because my eyes are pretty itchy. And or just do my eye drops. Megan says hi to Ren, and Dharma says, I'm editing a prequel reader magnet for my urban fantasy series. Eventually, I need to get back to writing the second book in the series. Fair enough. You're still going to be productive today. Ren, hey Megan, you're in for a bumpy ride with Throne of Glass. Megan will be reading Queen of Shadows, so sometime this month. And I know Jesse and Jen are going through the Mass Along series. I think they're on Airfire, right? So they'll probably be doing Queen of Shadows soon too. So many books, so little time. Ren says some, yep. And Allie is here. Hello, everyone. I'm currently reading Pride and Prejudice, trying to get it done so I don't have to renew it again. I hear you. Tomorrow we have the 100 Pages book club where we will continue the pages. I don't even have my copy of the book, so I can't tell you. It's chapter 36 to wherever the 300-page mark is. I'd have to look at my book again. I will find it during the first sprint. Molly says, good morning. It is morning. I can't decipher if it's a good morning yet. Maybe breakfast and more coffee will determine that. Swank says, bonjour, Ali. Bonjour. Molly says, hey, I have a book to donate. Today is the perfect day for it. The Swank says, it's about time, Molly. Ali says, morning to Molly, and bonjour, Swank. Molly says, morning, Ali. I know, Swank. I got lost. You got lost? Oh, no. Jen says, yep, we start Queen of Shadows on Wednesday. Would love for you to join us. I know, I'm trying to get caught up with you guys, but reading is not happening, and therefore I have not started any of it yet. So I'm still on Throne of Glass territory. But if reading is a no-go right now, I don't know what I'm going to do. I definitely don't need to be buying any more books if I'm not reading the current ones I have. So probably going to go on a book buying ban. Need to figure out what I'm going to do to get out of this slump. Because now it's just annoying. Molly, I am having a citrus cherry Mountain Dew Game Fuel float for breakfast. I don't like citrus cherry Mountain Dew Game Fuel. What color is it? I feel like that would be like an orangey red color. I saw one. It wasn't a Game Fuel, but it was a Mountain Dew. It was a, what did they call it? a dirty Mountain Dew, I think. And it was like Mountain Dew with, let me see. Is it that one? Yes. It's called a Dirty Mountain Dew Cream Soda. Apparently, it was just released. It's going to have the classic citrus Mountain Dew base with a creamy finish. So, apparently, it was inspired by the dirty soda trends. It's a cream soda flavored beverage that's available in both full sugar or zero sugar. And it will come in cans in 20-ounce soda bottles. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm waiting to find one of the 20-ounce bottles because I'm not buying a 12-pack. That's what they want you to do. My store right now only has the 12 packs, and I won't buy it until after I try it. So I need to find a 20-ounce because if I can try the 20-ounce and like it, then I'll buy the 12 packs. But if I don't like it, then I'm not buying it. See what I'm saying? And it's been a long time since I've had the regular Mountain Dew because I usually get Code Red or Voltage, or I will get the whatever the fun flavors are. Because I've had the watermelon, I've had the Baja Blast ones. There was a yellow one and an orange one that I had, and there was another one, the Voodoo. They do that every year. Molly the Bad Buttocks. Because she's having a float for breakfast? I mean, that'll sugar you up and get you started. Just remember to eat something so you don't crash later. Molly says, I am so behind. I did finish Throne of Glass and start the next. You are farther than me, Molly. It's an orangey, but more like a red orange. Makes sense. Citrus. I picture oranges and then cherries, red, so. Dirty sodas are my fave, says Jen. Well, they now have a Mountain Dew version. Molly, yes, and basically the float ends up a dirty Mountain Dew. I love dirty sodas. Alicia, that sounds good. Try a convenience store for singles. Yeah, I'm thinking about when I go out for errands next time. I may try like Wawa or the Circle K that we have here and see if they have any. A 12-pack of brand soda is like $9 to $10 right now. Almost 11, if not 12, depending on what brand you get. Because I saw that Coca-Cola is like $9 and some change, and then Pepsi products are like almost $12, at least in where I'm at. So we do the when they're on sale where you can buy two and get two, we stock up, or buy two get one, we stock up because they's expensive. I might have to like just stop buying soda altogether. And also I saw a thing this morning saying that starting in 2027, companies like Oreo, Cadbury, Tolu, what's that? That's triangle one, the Tolubrone. I don't know, but a lot of these companies are going to be going to lab-made chocolate because it's cheaper than having the chocolate farm. So for like the cocoa beans and stuff like that. So just be aware. Make sure you read your ingredients on chocolate products. And some of them may have already started, but people are. Hershey is one of them too. So Oreo, Hershey, that brand that I already forgot how to pronounce. Cadbury, there's a couple of them that are going to be using basically fake chocolate. But my husband and I were also saying that's probably why our kids won't drink soda. We started with soda and it tasted one way. And as we grew up and they changed the formula, we never noticed the change. But my kids noticed the change and they refuse to drink soda, not even a Sprite. So anything that is like, my daughter tried Coca-Cola, but she was just like, nope. So they're probably going to be water and juice kids growing up. And if they change the juice things, then you're going to be drinking water. Or making smoothies that are, legit fruit. These people are messing with our food. I don't like it. Ooh, the comments jumped. Is the watermelon one the exclusive Dollar General flavor? I don't think so. It was called Major Melon. It was in Publix for the longest time. I haven't seen it as of lately though, so it might have been one that they retired or have taken off the shelves momentarily. But it was like a pink camouflage box, and it had like a watermelon, and he kind of looked like he was in the military. He had like a little dog tag and a hat type thing. It wasn't bad. Molly says, and who has tried the sweet lightning at KFC? I have not had KFC in forever. Molly says, good point. Swank says, something is afoot at the Circle K. What? I don't know. What is it? Usually Circle K is good for when they have like multiple Mountain Dew flavors. They'll have like a 2 for $3 sale. But I haven't been to Circle K in forever. Molly, I got this Mountain Dew 2 years ago to get the codes for World of Warcraft stuff. Oh, the game fuel. Yeah, I remember them saying something about like if you had those sodas, then you could use it for games or whatever. Molly says, well, chocolate has gotten expensive because less people are growing the cacao. Yep. A lot of things are happening in the world. Swing said, come on, don't fuck with our chocolate, right? I saw a video after they were talking about in 2027. Someone was literally, they had an entire like Hershey chocolate bar and they were literally going like this and it didn't fall apart. It was like, it almost looked like it was rubbery. It kind of looked like it was melted, but it like wasn't falling apart. And what they're saying is that they're adding vanilla to cover up one of the other ingredients so that it still tastes like chocolate, but it's not like real chocolate. So no. Jennifer says, something is always afoot at Circle K, I feel like. Molly says, why you gotta be like that, Swank? It could be an arm. Jeez. Oh my goodness. And Swank says, Bill and Ted movie quote. Sorry, forgot y'all are young whippersnappers. I have never seen Bill and Ted. so I wouldn't know either. It's on my list to watch. I think we have the first one, and my husband wants to see the newer one they did. So I will watch it. Don't hate me. All right. Let's go into our first sprint. I am going to I'm going to eat breakfast, whatever that may be. Maybe I'll have some cereal. I'll have to see what the milk situation is, because I think I have to go buy more milk soon. Swank Molly groan. You guys. You guys are funny. All right, let's go into our first sprint. And let me see. Make sure I'm not missing anybody when it comes to. Okay. We're not missing any comments or anything. So, all right, let's go into our first sprint, and I will see you guys back in 30 minutes. Happy sprinting. How did we do on that first sprint? I had breakfast and I watched a journaling video. I wrote some of my thoughts down as well, but nothing of importance. Just kind of ranting. Let's see what you guys got up to before we get into our next sprint. I know we had a couple people pop in. Like Vanessa. Vanessa is here. Hello, hello. Morning pirates are. And Vanessa says I actually get to be here for most of the stream till about 11 anyway. I have my Italian lesson then, and I'll be working on my homework because I haven't had time to do it since our last appointment. Ooh, gotta get that homework done. Hopefully your lessons are going well. Let me change this so you can see me a little better. There we go. But yeah, hopefully they're going well. You're learning lots. That was me saying hello. Vanessa asked how I was. I said I was hanging in there. And then we had Andy pop in. Hi, Alicia and pals. Swinging by to say hi as I potter around the house doing bits. Tidying up and such, I imagine. I need to do that today. Me saying hi to Andy. Jen came in with I made protein pancakes with peanut butter instead of syrup. I forgot how much I love these. They do sound yummy, I said. Vanessa said hi to Andy. Allie got to page 244 in Pride and Prejudice with the first sprint. Nice. Excuse me. I felt like there was something stuck in my throat. Vanessa got started with her Italian homework. Nice. Swank says did 4 pages of morning pages. Productive. And howdy, Vanessa says Swank. Molly, I'm listening to Hour of the Pumpkin Queen. That sounds like fun. Sounds like maybe a Nightmare Before Christmas type. Amber, hello. I wrote 792 words. Very productive. Are you writing a novel, short story? Let us know. What genre and everything. And welcome in. Vanessa, I'm traveling this week, so won't be back till Monday. I'm sad I'll be missing pirates. Well, we will be missing you as well, but hopefully your travels go well and you'll see us again on Monday. And Kelly should be back by then. Hopefully she is doing well on her cruise. Vanessa says hey to Swank. Swank says, Vanessa, when do you sprint next? Ooh, that's a good question. Probably next week, right? Vanessa says to Amber, huzzah! Yes. Very good progress. Vanessa says to Swank, not till next Wednesday, unfortunately. I'll be in Tennessee from Wednesday through Sunday this week. Well, hopefully, whatever it is that you're doing in Tennessee is good, fun, and productive. I don't know what you're going for, so hopefully it's all of the above. If it's vacation, enjoy yourself. Mel is here. Good morning, Alicia. Good morning, Mel. Good morning, friends in the chat. Vanessa is saying hi to Mel, and Mel is saying hi to Vanessa. She's correcting her spelling of Vanessa. Yes, there is 2 Vanessas in BookTube and WritingTube. Vanessa to Molly, that book you're listening to has an amazing title. And Molly says, yes, to Nightmare Before Christmas. I was wondering, because I know they have a couple of books, and I was wondering if that was one of them. Swink says, hi, Mel. Mel says hey to Swank. Vanessa to Mel. No worries, I'll answer to almost anything. Don't do it. Molly, hi Mel. Swank is putting in all of the emojis. A pumpkin and a skull. Is that for like the Pumpkin King? Amber says dystopian novel, which started off as a crazy dream I had. Hey, sometimes that's how it starts, and then it just goes from there, and you can make it however you want. That's amazing. Vanessa, I hope Kelly is having the best time on her cruise. Me too. Mel, I've never seen anyone spell your name the way you do. I absolutely love it, Vanessa. There are all kinds of spellings with names nowadays. Sometimes I have to look at it and try to sound it out phonetically in my head and then see if I'm right. Molly says it is a joy to have some more Nightmare Before Christmas content. Yes. There's another book, isn't there, that has it's like Mirror Moon or something like that. It has Sally on the cover. Mel says, hey, Molly. And Mel says, that's pretty cool, Amber. Right? Ideas and stories come from all different types of things, dreams included. Vanessa, I'm visiting my favorite aunt and some other family members. Ooh, have a good time with the family. Mel said, exclamation, not a question mark. That is cool. Mel says, sorry, I'm still waking up. Me too. I had breakfast and I have coffee, but coffee is not, I don't know what's going on. It's not doing it today. Maybe I just need a little more time. Molly, this is the second one. Oh, maybe the book. I'll have to look them up. Megan says I got to 91%. Nice. And Vanessa to Mel. Oh, yay. Thank you. My mom's weird and she clearly didn't think my last name was hard enough for people. Oh. If you think about it, my family's names are all like that too, because there's like 3 different ways to spell Alan. So we say our spelling is the correct way and everybody else's is wrong, but who's to say? We don't know which form of Alan was first, but we spell ours A-L-A-N, whereas there is an A-L-L-E-N and there's an A-L-L-A-N. So who's to say which one is correct? Also, Lorelei has 2 different spellings because there's the Lorelei, which is what everybody usually, that's how they spell her name. But I got her spelling from the show Gilmore Girls, to which they spell it Loreli, or AI, excuse me. So, and then my name has multiple spellings. Mine is Alisha, whereas I usually get called or spelled with the Alicia. There's also Alysha, Alesha. So I've also seen my name spelled Alisha. I don't know. So there's a lot of spellings out there in the world. Megan says hi to Mel, and Swank says, had anyone heard from Kelly? Not yet. I can check Discord real quick, but I have not heard anything. Let's see. Nope. The last thing I got from Kelly was on the 8th. She sent me a link for the Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. That was like a special edition that looks similar to her Pride and Prejudice edition. So I have not heard anything. Hopefully, we will hear something soon, but then again, we may not because we don't know what the Wi-Fi is like. I'll send her a message and see if I get a response. I say that in my email chimes. I don't know if she has my email or not. At least that one. There's actually a funny story behind my name. I'll tell y'all sometime. Ooh, you'll have to make a note and then tell us next Wednesday when you're on sprints. Mel says hey to Megan. And Mel says, ooh, yeah, I love interesting story about names. LOL, my mom got my middle name from a Russian novel she was reading when she was pregnant with me. Oh, wow. And Vanessa says to Mel, now I totally want to know what your middle name is. Mel, I still haven't had my first cup of coffee, so I need to rectify that. Yep. I might have to make more coffee if this does not kick in soon. Vanessa, my middle name is Marie. Like most of the women in my family were middle named after my great grandmother, who was an incredible woman. Aww. My middle name is Michelle. I have no idea where my family got my name from. As far as I know, we don't have a Michelle in the family. And I don't know, like, you know how sometimes parents will say, oh, I named you, or your father named you, or I don't know who named me. Don't know. So, I don't know. Good morning, Jean. How are you? Welcome in. Jean says, my mom's best friend's daughter, her way to spell her name is Alicia. She's 16 years younger than me. Yep, I get that spelling a lot. Or they pronounce my name wrong. It's Alicia. And then I had an English teacher that used to call me Alicia. I don't know. For the longest time, she thought I was just some random kid in her class for the first couple of weeks of the school year because the pronunciation is wrong. And I went to her. I had to do it a couple of times. I went to her like the first day of class and I said, hey, I don't know if you were talking to me or calling my name. I said, my name's Alicia. And she goes, oh, you must have been the Alicia. I said, she goes, so it's Alicia. And I said, yes. And she was fine for the rest of the week. And then it was like she forgot and she said Alicia again. And so for a couple of times I had to like correct her. So, and then eventually she got it and we became like the best of buds. Like she came to my graduation. I helped her when I was in older grade levels because I had her for 9th grade English. And as I got into like my sophomore and junior year, we would have study hall. And sometimes teachers can come into study hall and they would say, hey, I request help of. I was the one that she would usually pick because she would say, this is what I need to have done. And it would be done and I would do it quickly. And a lot of times I would do it. She would give me stuff that she would need for like the next actual class period. And so it was done. It was ready to go. And it was exactly how she wanted it. So every time I was in study hall, I would do my homework and then sometimes she would come in and I would go and help her like photocopy or I would put paper packets together and she was ready to go. We are not ready, Monsieur Cat. Vanessa says, I hope Kelly isn't thinking about us at all. You never know. I mean, she probably misses us. I don't know if she can, like, pop in and say hi, or if she even, I don't know what the Wi-Fi thing is on cruise ships. I imagine they have it, but I imagine she's also busy doing all of the writer things. Vanessa says hi to Jean. Mel says the book she was reading had it as Bianca, and she switched the spelling. Oh, I see. A K-A to a C-A. Bianca. It's a cute name. Swank just got my audiobook renewed for Pride and Prejudice for 14 more days. Less street for me. Yay. Yeah, I think I need to check on mine, because when I was reading the final chapter piece in order to be ready for this Wednesday, I noticed it only had 2 days left. So I imagine I only have 1 day left. So I have to return that one and then check it out again so that I have it for another 14-ish days. But there's so many different versions of this Pride and Prejudice book that my version is published in 2003. So I have to find a version that is similar, because I don't know if the other versions have set it up differently or not. It's quite annoying. It's another reason why I want to, like, kind of hurry up and get it done. But at the same time, if I renew it and be done, or like return it and then check it out again, I should be good for the, like, last 2 sprinting sessions. So we'll see how it goes. Vanessa to Mel, that's such a cool name. We don't see it enough, right? Molly, I just downloaded some free Canva templates for recipes from Cool Bean Designs. The name of the file is Copy of CBD Recipes and Roots, a Family Story. Nice. Mel says, thanks, Vanessa. Vanessa, do you have a Michael in your family? Michelle is often the feminine version of Michael. My father's middle name is Michael, but other than that, no. So maybe that's where it comes from, you think? I don't know. I wish I could say I could ask my dad, but he doesn't even remember how we were raised half the time. But then again, I don't expect him to, because he wasn't there a lot. He was always TDY. And my mom did everything. And unfortunately, my mom has passed away. So I can't ask her anything. I mean, unless I bring out the Ouija board. Mel says, oh, I love when families do that, Vanessa. I gave my daughter my mom's middle name. I'm trying to pronounce that, and I don't want to mess it up. Alida? Let me know if that's right, or close in any way, shape, or form. Alida. I don't know. Let me know if I'm close. Jean says, my professor had a wonderful Wi-Fi in Dominican. He actually hosted our class from there when I was in Cuba. It was really expensive and very spotty. Oh, wow. That's crazy. In 2 different parts of the world, and you're having class. That's wild, though. It's kind of cool. So her name is Nova Alida. That's a pretty name. Oh, that's the rooster. I heard a noise and I was like, what is that? It's the roosters across the street. They're a little late in their They're crowing there. Jean says, I was so hard for me not to spell. What are you trying to spell? I can't make that one out. I want to say Allie, but I know that's not right. Aliyah? Don't know. Let me know. Swink says, my first name is from my mom's best friend, and my middle name was going to be Jean until my mom found out that was my dad's ex's name. Oh, yeah. See, you don't want any ties. I don't blame her. It was so hard not spell it. Oh, I see. I got you. Yeah. I get it a lot. But trust me, over the years, I have gotten to the point where I have no problem correcting people. I just go, could you change the spelling of that? Even on like when I have people come over and they give me quotes and they write my name on the thing, and I go, could you change that? And they go, what do you mean? I go, you spelled my name wrong. Oh, your name is not spelled this way? No. It's Alisha. Okay, great, thank you. Vanessa to Mel. Ooh, I love the name Alida. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. That is so beautiful. Megan says, hi, Jean. And Jean says, the worst was when I was bars, when I would introduce every guy I was interested in would say either my mom or my grandma's name is Jean. I am like, that's nice. They were so proud. Yeah. It is you think it's kind of like an older name, right? I had grandmother's my grandmother's name on my father's side was Audrey. But she always went by Debbie. I don't know why. And then my mother's mother, my grandmother, her name was Evelyn. So we also had an Alva, Alva. So older names. One of my nieces, actually both of my nieces have older names. It's Eleanor and Evelyn. Beautiful names. Vanessa says to Jean, guys are really proud about the oddest things sometimes. Yes, I agree. Mel says, right, Vanessa? My mom never liked her middle name until I gave it to her granddaughter. Sometimes that happens. Be interesting to see what Alan and Lorelai do when it comes to that stage of life, if they go down that route. One says he never wants to have kids. The other one says she doesn't want to have kids, but she'll adopt. So I don't know. And I'm like, well, you still have time to think about it. So don't set it in stone, like you don't know what's going to happen. But my daughter is very much she makes a decision and she sticks with it. So I don't know what to expect from them when they get older. Vanessa is laughing with Mel. Molly, surely I am not the only one who thinks the file name is funny. I mean, CBD, it is kind of funny because it's not what you're thinking it is. Vanessa, my mom was mad at my brother because they decided to name their daughter while my sister-in-law was pregnant after his stepmom, who just passed from cancer. My mom was so offended until the baby was born. But why? Like, it's their decision, yes? So Um, my dad kind of did the same thing. He wanted the child, our son, to be named after him. But yet, if you think about it, my father's brother had a son and named it after my father. So there are two uh, of the same name in my family. However, my father wants nothing to do with that child, even though it's his nephew. My family, I tell you, they put the fun in dysfunction. Dysfunctional. I don't know what to make of my family these days. They are quite a train wreck. I don't understand why. Like, why would she be offended? It's their child. Just let them name it whatever they want. Jean says, when people say Bianca, I always think of The Taming of the Shrew by Shakespeare. I don't know why, but I think of the little mouse from The Rescuers, the Disney movie The Rescues. I believe her name was Bianca. That's what I first think of. I didn't even know that there was a Bianca in Shakespeare. Then again, I haven't read The Taming of the Shrew, so. Vanessa says, now she doesn't think about it at all. Right? And Jean says, thank you. Mel, I'm going to have to read Taming of the Shrew now. See? Mel says, close, Alicia. It's pronounced Aleda. Aleda. Oh, thank you for correcting me. I would have not gotten there. Aleda. Thank you. I won't forget it now. Jean says, Mel, it is one of my favorite Shakespeare plays. You might want to keep YouTube for a performance. Shakespeare is so much better when you hear it. Oh. Vanessa, finished my Italian homework. Nice. We should be going into our next sprint very soon. Jean says, no one in my generation has my name. You are the only one worthy of the name. Vanessa to Jean, agreed. I had no real appreciation of Shakespeare until I actually saw it performed. It was never meant to be read. It was meant to be watched. There you go. Jean, the height of popularity of my name was 1920. Really? Mel says, noted, Jean. I'll check it out for sure. Jean, Eleanor, and Evelyn have had a resurgence. Yes. There's a couple of other names, too. They've had articles of, like, different names that have come back into resurgence. I'm trying to think of some of the boy names that I saw on the list, but I know like these two names were, but I can't think of any of the boys' names. Vanessa says, my mom wanted the baby named for someone on our side of the family, especially when they made it clear they were only having one kid. Jean, my cousin's wife, has named all kids after soap opera characters. Nice. Vanessa, he was the last one to have kids. I'm child-free. Oh, I imagine you can get so many things done in a day. I am only child-free for a couple of hours. And sometimes I feel like it's not enough. I love my kids, though. Mel says, my dad was upset when I gave Cameron, my son, my husband's middle name and not his. But I was like, dude, you were abusive and emotionally unavailable growing up, so why would I do that? Right? My dad had a similar, like, when we were picking out names, he was like, "Oh, you could do, use my middle name." Or when he found out we were having a girl, he was like, "Oh, you could name it after your grandmother." And I'm like, "Why? Why would I do that?" Like, one, my husband and I had already agreed upon we wanted the namesake. So that was where my son's name came in. And then he said, if I have the namesake, then you could pick the girl's name. I had already picked the girl's name before we had even decided on the namesake. So the names were picked. It was just a matter of, will we have a boy and a girl? Will we have two boys, two girls? If we had two girls, I was screwed because I didn't know what I was going to call the second one. Same with if we had two boys. If we had two boys, we would have a namesake, and then what would the second one be called? You know what I mean? So, but I don't understand when parents, they're like, "Ooh, you should give him my middle name." Why? What if it doesn't work with the first name? You know what I mean? Like, and especially like when you're talking about like, the abusive and emotionally unavailable. My dad was kind of the same way. Like, he wasn't there. He wasn't there emotionally. He wasn't there physically because he was either on TDY, he was away, and when he was home, he was either yelling at us or he was conning us into playing PlayStation so that he could win. That was our sole purpose, was to play so that he could test his skills to see how much uh, better than us he was, because we never got to play the PlayStation until like later on. So I don't. I agree. I don't do it. I'm glad you didn't. I have the same sentiments. Just why? Just why? Vanessa to Mel, amen. You don't get rewarded with a namesake if you're awful. Exactly. I agree. Swank says, I love the movie Taming of the Shrew with Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton. Never seen it. Jean says, I had someone reporting to me last year, Gen Z, who was named Bianca, but she has never heard of The Rescuers, and it was the first movie I saw in movie theaters. I don't remember what my first movie theater movie was. I really don't. I'll have to see if like my mom wrote it down somewhere. Mel says, ooh, yes, loved The Rescuers. Me too. They were so cute. Lindsay, sorry, been on a work meeting for 2 hours. Ooh. Here now, started listening to Blood Over Bright Haven today. Ooh. Hopefully your meeting went well, especially if it was 2 hours. Ooh. Lots to talk about. Lots to plan. Jean says a boy named Lorelai would be cute. I could see it. Yeah. Mel says hey to Lindsay. Jean says TDY. What does that acronym mean? I'm going to have to look it up because it is long since. Temporary duty. It's a short-term assignment away from employees' permanent duty station. So, like, say we could be stationed in Maryland, but my dad had to go to Saudi Arabia. Or he would have to go to Kuwait. Just different, not where his duty station is. So, and my dad did a lot of that because he did go to Saudi Arabia. I think he was there for 6 months to a year. And then there were times where like we moved from one duty station to the next, but my dad had already gone. So then it was just me, my mom, and my sister. We would have to pack up, get things ready, and then ship to the next duty station. So there was a lot of that. And so he was never there. Vanessa to Jean. Today? No, it means temporary duty station or temporary duty. Swank says, Hola, Lindsay. Swank says it's on Tubi. Jean says, Alicia keeps saying it, TD and TDY, in context of her dad. I can't figure it out. Sorry, I forget that not everybody has like a military or grown up military like I have. So for me, it just comes out, and I forget that not everybody knows what it means. Sorry. just ask. I promise you. I'll tell you. Mel says that would be cute. LOL. Rory for short. Yep. Swank. Mine was the re-release of Snow White. Molly, Lindsay, that one's one of my favorite books from last year. Hope you enjoy it. Ooh, I may have to read it. Jean, gotcha. Thank you, Alicia, for clarifying. You're welcome. And Vanessa says, thanks for sprints, Alicia. I hope everyone has a great rest of their week. Good luck with your lesson today, Vanessa. And we'll see you tomorrow, perhaps. No, because you'll be traveling. Well, have a good rest of your week. Safe travels. All right. Let's go into our next sprint. I think I just got like a call or a text message. So I'll see what that is. And then I'll go from there. I don't know what I'm doing this sprint. So 30 minutes on the clock. I might make this a darker color because I'm having a hard time seeing it. But let's go into our second sprint. And I will see everyone in 30 minutes. Happy sprinting. Welcome back. That was our second sprint. How did everyone do? I watched videos. My motivation is lacking this morning, so we're just taking it easy, drinking coffee and watching videos. Right now I'm watching a journaling video. So let's see what you guys got up to, and we'll go from there. Here we are. Vanessa is saying thanks for sprints. That was the last comment before we went on our sprint. And Vanessa says, I'll check in tomorrow before I leave, but won't be staying. That's fine. Molly, have a great time in Tennessee, Vanessa. Vanessa to Molly, thanks, Molly. And then we had a Courtney pop in. Hello, Courtney. Molly is saying hi to Courtney, and Swank is saying bye to Vanessa. Vanessa is saying hi, Courtney. Molly says, I'll be heading your way in a bit to Courtney. Yes, and I did post the link. Vanessa, I'll be hanging around the stream for a little bit. Me saying hello to Courtney. Swank is saying bonjour, Courtney. Courtney says hi, Molly, Vanessa, Swank, and Alicia. My brain drew a blank. I don't know why. I forgot how to pronounce that. And this is where I put in her link because Courtney is sprinting as well. So there's the link. You can pop over and say hello and sprint hop. Courtney says we're currently at Sprint, Molly, and thanks, Alicia. You're welcome. Tula popped in. Hi, Alicia. Popping in to say hi and tickle the like button. Thank you, thank you. And I said hello back. Vanessa says, okay, heading out for my Italian lesson. Y'all have a great day. I'll pop in tomorrow for a little bit before I head out. Thanks for sprints, Alicia. You're so welcome. Have fun at your Italian lesson. I hope it goes smoothly. Excuse me. Allie says, no reading that sprint. Excuse me. I don't know where that came from. No reading that sprint. Had to call the doctor's office due to a medication not staying down, so I couldn't take it. Ooh. That's no good. And Molly said, that time I listened to Amanda Gorman's Call Us What We Carry, a book of her poems. Nice. I don't know what I'm going to do in the last sprint. I'm probably just going to continue watching this video and I may get dressed. I'm really just not feeling today. Feeling it. I don't know. I'm not very motivated to get things done today. So today is going to be a low task day, I think. And Courtney says, I sat down and too tired to get up. Someone bring me my tea from the other room. I wish I could help, but I have the same sentiment. So I'm just lucky that I have my coffee before I sat down. I don't know. I don't know if it's because I kept waking up last night that I'm just tired or it's just the unmotivation today. Swank says, got all of my daily self-help books done. Nice, nice. And Courtney says, I felt that yawn, right? I don't know why I keep yawning. Oh. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Every time I hear the word yawn, see someone yawn, I'm gonna yawn. So no yawning, please. And Mel says, hey, Courtney. Right. We still have 9 minutes left in the chatty bit, but I think I'm going to put us into our last sprint soon. Make sure I get caught up on all the comments. Mel says, coffee has been acquired and Bible study for the day has been completed. Nice. I think I'm going to have to brew more coffee to get anything done today. Or I'll just wait until tomorrow. That's kind of where I'm at with it. If I'm the only one doing it, then it'll be there when I'm ready for it. Mel says, ready to get to reading. I'll journal later today. I do need to do some of my journaling stuff. Maybe I'll try to do that. I don't know. I need to do it, but it's kind of like I can do it, but I can also do it later. I don't know. And Courtney says, hi, Mel. All right. I'm going to go ahead and reset this. We'll go ahead and star that comment, and we'll go ahead and do our final sprint. And we'll go from there. All right. So let me switch this so you can see the timer a little better. No other comments are coming in. So I will put us into our final sprint, and I will see everyone in 30 minutes. Welcome back. That was our last sprint. How did everyone do? Let me go ahead and get rid of this timer. There we go. Because we won't need it anymore. I pretty much did the same thing. I did some typing and got some stuff out of my system and continued watching the journaling video that I was watching. So, I think I might take a nap after this. We'll see how I feel. Not quite motivated to do much else today. So, we're going to take it easy. Let's see what you guys got up to, and then we will skedaddle. I will post the links of who is sprinting. I believe Courtney is still sprinting, so we'll go over there and hang out. Did I not pin the last comment? Oh, here it is. Courtney was saying hi to Mel. And then we had Jessie Kiwi come in. Morning. You know when your smoke alarm starts chirping away at 3 a.m. and you take the battery out to stop it, but it doesn't stop? Yes. Those are quite annoying. I guess now I'm awake. Oh, I'm sorry. The poor boys are so confused, but only River has gone outside to brave the cold. Oof. Don't do it, kitty. Molly says, Alicia, thank you so much for taking over the ship this week. I get so much more done when I make it to these sprints. My book will not be done at the end of the sprint, so I'm off to Courtney's house. I will be there shortly as well, and you're welcome for sprints. Jesse says, oh, now he comes in and hiding under the dining room table. Uh-oh. Hopefully something didn't spook him, and that's why he's back in. Swank says, I'm in the middle of chapter 53 in Pride and Prejudice. Oh, I never went and got my copy. Oh, well. It should be in the Discord about where we are reading from and to. I know we're starting at chapter 36 and reading to around the 300-page mark. Jen says, I feel completely useless today. LOL, my motivation is in the tank today. I rewrote my to-do list. That's it. I feel the same way. I don't know what I'm going to do today. Like I said, I might take a nap because I know there's stuff that needs to be done, but can I be bothered to do it right now? No. So, we'll see what happens. Maybe I'll finally snap out of it and get stuff done this afternoon. Sometimes that happens, sometimes it doesn't. We'll see. Jen says, I also rescued a bumblebee from the windowsill, and a nap sounds good, Alicia, right? I might do it. Megan says, got to 98%. Ooh, if you keep reading, you'll totally finish it today. Nice, nice. Swank says, thanks for sprints. See you tomorrow morning. See you tomorrow morning, Swank. Jessie Kiwi says, can someone tell me a cat's random fascination with licking? River is obsessed with licking my hand and my chin at the moment. He's showing affection. There is a reason behind it. I believe. Cats lick their owners primarily to show affection, build social bonds, and groom them, treating you as part of their family. This behavior can also be a way to mark you with their scent, seek attention, and express anxiety. It may also be due to liking the salty taste of human skin. So there is a lot of different meanings for your cat licking you. Apparently, FedEx dropped off a box. Sweet. I have no idea what it's going to be. We'll have to go check. It's on the porch. But yeah, most of the time it's like they said, to show affection, they're cleaning you, creating bonds, that kind of thing. My cats do it sometimes. My cat Isis, now that she's getting older, it's almost like she does it so that she knows it's me. Like she can tell the texture. So she usually, I will pet her and then she will lick my fingers and then I will pet her again and she starts purring immediately. I don't know what it is, but either that or she's just really happy to see me. Megan says, thank you for the sprints. You're so welcome. Jen says, thanks for hosting, Alicia. I appreciate what productivity I did accomplish. LOL, if nothing else, the company was lovely. Likewise, glad you could make it. Hopefully you were able to get some things done. And as always, it's nice to have you guys here hanging out. And Swank says, they are cleaning you. See? Maybe you had a piece of like jam or something and they were trying to clean you off. But that's it. That's all I've got for today. I hope you guys were able to get some reading and productivity done. It sounds like some of you were able to achieve that. I feel like I have done absolutely nothing. But yeah, I think I'm going to go take a nap. Jessie Kiwi says, thanks for the chat. You're so welcome. I may or may not be in the other sprint chats. So if I am, I'll see you there. And I will see you guys tomorrow morning for the next Morning Time Pirates. And then tomorrow evening for 100 Pages Book Club. I might make it a little shorter depending on how the rest of today and tomorrow goes. So we might only have the 2 sprints, but keep the chatty bit pretty short so that we can be done by 10:30. 10:30, 10:40 at the latest. And Jessie says, I will see everyone on mine in a few hours and Jen's a bit later. There you go. And I will see you guys over the interwebs. And I hope you guys have a good rest of your day and week